Hello, hello, family. I'm about to hop on in a minute. It's been a minute since I done a Let's Talk with Sister E from here. Let's see. Let me get in here. Let's see who I got. Who do I have in the house tonight? 12 people. What's going on? Oh, I'm waiting on my my special guest. I was gonna try to get Tayu up here with me too. This was last minute. So I was trying to get Yakoba up here and Tayu. I'm gonna do something this week with them. Um I haven't done a lot of lives this week because I've been, like I said, real well, last week I was real busy, but y'all missed me. I missed y'all too. But we back on schedule. Back on schedule, y'all. I'm back in Memphis for a little bit. So I think I got my special guest up here. Let me go ahead and show my face. Hello, family. Welcome to Let's Talk with Sister E. Andre, what's going on? Let's see. Who do we have in the house? I know Yakoba's up in here. Yes, there go Yakoba. I just saw your face. Okay. And Keith, what's going on? I'm going to do roll call before I pull my guest. Okay, my guest just left. He going to be back. Y'all know who it is. I don't have too many people. You're going to have that heavy rotation of Tayu, Yakoba. I'm muted. Y'all can't hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hit 1 if y'all can hear me. 1 if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay, so y'all can hear me. Okay. 1. Tayu! Oh, man. I got Tayu out here tonight. We got Yakoba, but Tayu out here. Man, look. Man, I feel good. You get Tayu, he the busiest man. No, I'm happy to see Tayu, though. I'm happy to see him. Shalom. I always say that wrong. Shalom. Hello. Howdy. Can y'all hear my keyboard? I'm trying to do some stuff with my sound, and I think I made it worse. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure that I got my levels up. Andre, tell your wife, yes, I'm on today. Oh wow, that is hilarious. All right, thank you, Aviyah. Kiris, we gotta finish up on that little conversation. We're gonna have another session, me and you talking about some of the things you saw when you were in the Middle East. So yeah, I'm gonna do some again with Kiris. So let me go ahead and bring my guest up in here. All right, you ready? Add to the stream. There we go. What's going on, bro? I can't hear you. You're muted.
How's it going, Sister E? Let me adjust my thing.
See, I'm the only one that's hype at what time is it? 10:30 my time and 11:30 his time. I am hype. What are you doing to your screen?
Huh?
I see you doing something to your screen.
No, I didn't do anything to it.
It looks like you was moving it. It looked like it was doing this.
Oh no, I moved my camera.
Okay.
My tablet a little away from me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hype. Yakoba says, Salama, Pastor Kelly. Tayu said, that's Yakoba. Tayu says, greetings, peace, shalom, shalama, shalom, howdy. Well, how else can I say? What's another? I'm not going to do this tonight with y'all.
I'll say peace and blessings when I say salama, shalom, and to others shalom. So peace and blessings to everyone. I want to say peace and blessings to Yakoba and Teo and those guys.
The dynamic duo. Thank you, Salama. Okay, thank you, Curious. You know I'm country. I heard somebody make a joke because I say Tayu, but I say it wrong, and I'm friends with them. I say it wrong. God bless me in this little southern accent I got, but it's gonna be all right. But I got my brother on here. I don't want to waste his time. Um, y'all. First, I'm gonna say welcome to Let's Talk with Sister E. I don't even want to tell the people what I'm about to show them. I just want to surprise them because a few people know. I know Tayu and Yacoba know because I sent it to them this afternoon. I'm gonna show your video, Pastor Kelly. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's go straight to the point. No chaser, no nothing. So y'all, let me tell y'all this. Am I too loud? Cause my levels. I changed some levels on my mic.
Oh, no, you sound all right.
Okay. All right. Let me start the video. Hold on. Let me pause because I don't want nobody to hear it. All right, y'all. Y'all know if I'm just gonna randomly start talking about something, it's something really it's hot off the presses. Pastor Kelly called me and was like, Sister E, did you see my video? I was like, no. First, Sister E trying to get back into the swing of being in my normal life that I'm used to. Sister E then started back working. So with that being said, today was my first day. So I was exhausted. So I was actually wasn't gonna do anything tonight. I was just gonna go to sleep and do something tomorrow. And then Pastor Kelly called me out of the blue and said, well, not out of the blue, but he called me and he was like, Sister E, did you look at the video I just did? I said, no, thank you. Yeah, Isaac, thank you. But he said, did you see the video? I said, no, I hadn't. Y'all, when I saw that video that he did, he said, you know you got to do something tonight. I said, I know. I said, I'm half asleep, but I'm going to do something. But I'm hyped now. So I'm not going to, keep talking about it. I'm just going to show it. When I show it, everybody be ready. Now, this deals with someone in the conscious community, and I want you to pay close attention. Don't turn your head. You got to see everything to understand what's going on right now. So I'm going to share my screen, go straight to the video. All right, family. Let me go ahead and play it for you. Here we go.
I'm gonna let you go. I need to say this to you real quick. I never really wanted to do this. I wanted to be behind the scene, but I'm gonna reveal myself right now. In case you don't know. Let me
Netter has a seat on. He has on his seat.
No, I got on my fringes.
Your fringes. He got on his fringes.
So let me just let y'all see what's going on.
All praise to Yahweh.
I tried to be on the down low because I'm a silent killer, and that's why I'm here to get rid of all the fake Hebrews. FOP is on my list right now. They're the number one fakest group out here. And Black Jesus, you better run for cover.
First, you know what? Sinetta is cool with me. He makes me laugh. So, family, the question is, I know Nepal. I've met Nepal about, I want to say I met her on the Defenders of the Way. Cause and she's an Israelite. And I know she has been his co-host for a good little minute. Everybody trying to do the Berean thing. Everybody want an Israelite on their panel. I'm just joking. But he Nepal has been on his panel for a good little while. Nepal's cool. Me and Nepal met on a panel, Defenders of the Way, and that was the young lady that was with me when we had Cherry on, and she called Cherry did she call tail bearer? She said, you're a tail bearer. I laughed. Me and the pod was not playing no games with Cherry that day. It was on Defenders of the Way and it was ugly. But with that being said, she has been on his panel. So I didn't think anything of it, but it seems like she possibly has been talking to, this is just my opinion family. I think that possibly she could have been, she's talking to, I guess, working with Sinetta, and Sinetta is now, I'm wondering if he's trying to be he coming out of that Israelite closet, because your title says he's coming out of the closet. Yep. I'm wondering, what's your thoughts, Pastor Kelly?
Well, I'm still leery, because you just never know what to expect. I mean, it definitely caught me by surprise. Just so happened I was tuning into it. And normally, I mean, I really don't watch his channel, but just so happened I was watching I guess it was a replay of that whole discussion. And that caught me by surprise. I didn't expect to
Mm-hmm.
see that, especially knowing the history of those guys and how he's been really, you know, going against challenging the Bible and, the whole Kemet thing. And, with, he's done so much for the conscious community. When you think about, he did what is that? The Kemet on trial. He
Mm-hmm.
did a lot. I mean, and when I say he goes, been banging on the Hebrew Israelites for years, he has.
Yeah.
And I started watching him probably about 7 or 8 years ago when Polite was before he really got big, and to Zariak, when they were, really before they really, got the level of far as the size of their group, so to speak, their followers. So just to see where he's at now, that definitely caught me by surprise, seeing him with fringes on and um, basically saying that he's a Hebrew. I know that he's been, the last couple of times I've heard some of his stuff, he used the term Most High. So, it's one of those things you just have to, you know, uh, hopefully that's he's serious, but at the same time, you just, still have to, use discernment because you never know. He could use that to try to infiltrate, so to speak, and who knows? Who
Yes.
knows?
Yep. Um, I wonder. I said if Sinetta is an Israelite, the person next would be Beran. Next thing we know, we're gonna see Beran with the fringes on. Oh, I told Brandon, I sent Brandon a message and asked him, I said, have you seen this? And I said, is Sinetta an Israelite now? He was like, I said, and I told him, I said, it's a video out here. Well, we wondering if Sinetta is an Israelite. He was like, you lying. I said, no, I'm serious. So I sent him the video. And the next thing you know, he says, I'm sorry, I got my screen off. Um, next thing you know, he said, wow. I said, you're next. You're gonna be a Cushite Israelite with was it Tzitz? I can't
Yeah,
pronounce.
yeah. Pretty much just fringes.
I actually like those. I like those better than the fringes. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it from fashionable purposes. Y'all pray for me, but I like those. I don't like the fringes. They all right. I don't know, but I like the Zeets. They nice. But he was rocking them. I said, well, I said, Nepal, did you minister to him? I need to find her. I got to find a way of getting in touch with Nepal. I need to talk to her because I did. Like I said, me and her was not playing with Cherry. It was not pretty, but she called her a tail bearer. I said, wow. But yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm wondering, has she been ministering, helping this brother find the, coming to, I hope the way. I hope he don't get confused if he is, and we look up and he out there with ISUPK, but he said he coming for FOP. Who is FOP? I don't know
I'm not
nothing about
sure. I know it's just one of the alphabet groups.
the
But
many
far as
different.
to Zariak, I mean, just the way it appeared. I mean,
Yeah.
with awareness fringes and just if those the fringes that he's wearing. What's that? ISUPK. Their attire is a little different. So,
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, if that's the route he's taken. I mean, but it sounds like even just from some of the things he's done, he was really banging against the camps. Because of some of the things that we already know. The One West doctrine. You know, um, with the what's that GMS with the
Yep.
raping and justified rapes and all kinds of those things that some of them are teaching out there. So
Yeah.
I remember him. He used to bang on them pretty hard, and I believe he still does. So who knows? I mean, if it's true,
Mm-hmm.
then of course, the prayer is that
Yeah.
he continue to go in the right direction with that. Because I think I saw someone. I think it was Yakoba or tell about Hotep Israelites. You'd be surprised on some of the things that are out there.
Yep.
I mean, you'd be surprised. You got guys that are combining the two, and whereas though they are actually teaching from the Bible, but then they're teaching about the pineal gland.
Yep.
You know, I mean, when you look at Ray Hagan, I haven't seen him in ages, but when you see him doing his teachings, you would think that you're in Kojic. But he's actually teaching that whole Kemet stuff. So
Mm.
many of them are like really, I guess adjusting, so to speak, just
Yep.
to win more people. So I don't put anything past what's going on out here. So I just keep my eyes, the discernment on because, when you look at it, it's like he won a lot of people from the church over to the conscious community, over to Kemet. And so the thing that I think about is just, it's a number of people that actually try to refute the scriptures. And before you know it, they began to believe in um, the Hebrew Israelite Messiah.
Yeah.
Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I think I have one of the books over here, one of my old books on my shelf here. Let me see if I can reach out and get it. But I turn it over to you. Let me see if I can reach out and get it.
Okay. But the interesting part of it is again, Israelites are the talk of the town. I mean, I don't too much care for the camps. Camps would probably call me a harlot because I wear makeup. So I don't care no more about them. But he said he coming for the camps. But that's what's weird is how is he gonna come for the camps when he's cool with isn't he cool with Tazariak?
Well, he's cool with Tazariak.
Tazariak.
They all cool with each other, but there's no shame in their game. They go at each other hard. And
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it seemed like they have it better in terms of the understanding the principle better than what we do.
Yeah.
They could bang against each other and they buddy afterwards.
Yeah.
When you look at the whole conscious community with Sinetta, Garfield, Polite, Jabari,
Mm-hmm.
um, what's that? Amarad Squad, what's his name? That's down in Atlanta. You know, they could, I mean,
Hilarious.
they can really bang against each other and then they buddy. And unfortunately, we can't do that. It's like
Yep.
we can't still come together in spite of a disagreement,
Yep.
or we may not agree with certain teachings of certain groups. We can't do it. I mean, I've witnessed it firsthand. So yeah, they're known for banging on each other, and next they right back loving up on each other. I mean, I've seen how Polite really handled Garfield and the whole crew.
Yeah.
And I think him and Sinetta was beefing. And then before you know it, you see what Garfield back on the channel. So
Yep.
I mean, you even see Zion Lex on there. I mean, you've seen a number of different things on there, and they know how to just keep it separate the two. It
Yeah.
seems like we're the ones that's actually struggling with how to still come together even in spite of our disagreements.
Yeah. Stop arguing with each other because yeah, we do. One thing I will say though, I kind of See, I know, I know what Sinetta believes in. Well, I don't know now. I'm a little confused. But one thing I will say is one time Sinetta had our back. Garfield always got something to say about us. But Garfield had started putting out rumors when at New Jersey, I think it was the New Jersey shooting, something happened. And Garfield kept saying, these, kept calling Israelites killers and was talking bad about us. And Sinetta did a live. And Sinetta said, I don't care. He pretty much said he doesn't care about the fact of if we believe different and we bang on each other, we're still, he said, those are still my brothers, talking about the Israelite community. He said, I'm not going to do them like that. Those are my brothers. I got their back. I'm not going to go out here and make it seem like they killers and they Garfield called in, and with Garfield, and this was I think it was back in August. Well, no, it was around, what was the shooting? Whenever that shoot, I think it was when that shooting happened. I can't remember, but
that was December when the shootings happened.
I think it was earlier than that. It was something else. But
you talking about the New Jersey shooting? Yeah, the Jersey City shooting was like around December 11th.
Well, no, this was earlier. It was something else. Garfield was like, Israelite community killers, and you got to watch them, and this is, and Sinetta was like, no, we're not doing them. Still our people. Them still our, our melanated people. That's our black family. I'm not talking about them like that. And, and he got on his live and said what he said. And what's so funny is Garfield called in because he was talking about Garfield, don't do them like that. So Garfield got on there and was like, Sigh, they killers. Sinetta was like, quit saying it. He said, Sigh, do you realize, Sigh brought up the fact, he said, Tazariak got my back. He said one day they was in, I guess, Brooklyn somewhere, and they was doing some type of event, and some guy, you remember the guy was getting ready to walk up on Sinetta, and Tazariak stopped him. And when Tazariak stopped him, he kind of got, Sinetta's back. So Sinetta was like, Tazariak got my back. And then what's so funny is Garfield kept saying they killers. They keep saying that when Jesus, Yeshua, he said Jesus comes back, he's going to kill us. And Sinetta said, what? He said, if Jesus come back, he going to kill us. So they wait for Jesus to come back to kill us. When it was like Sinetta had a light bulb that went off while Garfield was saying that. He said, you realize if Jesus come back, we all in trouble. I said, wow. He said, we've been wrong the whole time. And Garfield got quiet, but when Sinetta said, I can't quite say what Sinetta said because it was a little extra. But he said, we all messed up if Jesus come back, because that means we got it all wrong. But after that, I kind of saw Sinetta in a different light. Now, do I always watch his shows? No, because it'd be a bit much sometimes. But I lately been watching a little bit since Nepal has been on there. Shout out to Nepal, doing a good job holding it down, even though they've been giving her a hard time. But yeah, they've been giving her but she been I mean, me and Nepal don't believe in the same things. I mean, make that clear. But I'm not gonna bang on the sister. I mean, it's enough folks banging on us, so just, everybody has their own journey. That's what I say. But yeah, Sinetta, I kind of saw him differently. And again, it's something now with Nepal being on his panel. I'm kind of wondering, if he's kind of beginning to see the light. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, possibly so. But yeah, that actually, I remember that. That was back in December when that happened.
Yeah.
With Sinetta. But then I know with the whole Nick Cannon, he defended Nick Cannon.
Yep.
He was like, hey, regardless of what he said or whether he agree or disagree, like you said, he always said, hey, that's our brother.
Yep.
And that was when many from within our community was really publicly bad-mouthing Nick Cannon because of his apology that he issued. But Sonetta, he still encouraged and said, "Hey, we're going to support him." I mean, matter of fact, Jabari said the same thing, and so that's again not trying to beat a dead horse, but that's something that we have to get better as a community. We let, I mean, whether it's in the church or outside the church, we allow others to really beat up on us. I mean, look at the whole thing, how the urban apologists, how that whole the dynamics of that. If you look at
Mhm.
most of the stuff that they rail against, you know, at least 60%, 60 to 70% of their content is about their own people,
Yep.
and to the point where as though, I mean, we're self-checking each other, and then even within those that are coming to the awakening of who they are, we still got a lot of things that are being segmented even within the truth per se. I mean, I've dealt with it. I get called all kinds of, have gotten called a number of different labels, from Christian pastor to the
Yep.
angry Christian pastor to, you know, I mean, I get called all kinds of labels, I mean, um,
Yeah.
too churchy or not churchy enough, or I mean, all kinds of stuff that's
Yeah.
going on that, we always find a way to separate versus come together. And you really don't see that among those that have taken identity. Of course, Islam got certain divisions, and within Judaism they have their own different groups, but overall they still come together. They can have a debate and then have dinner with each other.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
so so yeah, with the whole Sinetta thing, if it's true that, if he's serious, if it's not, kind of like a Trojan horse type thing, you know, like, hey, where are those things? Because one thing about our people, we love everybody. You say
Yeah.
you're a Hebrew Israelite, especially if you're a pastor, you go viral among our community. So
Yep.
without having any type of form of discernment to try to discern whether or not what they're saying is true, or their agendas is where it needs to be at, their heart rather. And so we just have to kind of like how they did not Peter, how the disciples did Paul. They were really kind of slow to receive him because of knowing that he was, just
Pass.
killing each, coming after them,
Yep.
so they had to really see signs to say, all right, you know what, Paul is our brother, in terms of, yeah, he's not trying to kill us. They had to really build up a trust for Paul. It
Correct.
wasn't like it was a flip of a switch or a snap of a finger.
Yep.
They still had to use wisdom, judgment, as far as discernment with them. And I think that's the same way. If what we see about Sinetta is true, and even some of the others that are, professing the truth, we still have to use discernment.
Yep. Yep. You do. You do. We got to be very careful. We got to be very mindful of the people that we listen to. Like I said, I have only a handful of people that I listen to, and I kind of stick to listen to. I mean, stick to watching and listening to. But I was about to make a point about something with Sinetta and I can't remember because it dealt with Sinetta and I can't remember. It just slipped my mind that fast. But again, they do support each other. But one person I will know in the conscious community that does, he'll argue with us. Well, not me, but he'll argue with them. But he ain't gonna let nobody else talk about him. You know, like I said, I stood there and I saw how he did Garfield. Now Garfield,
That's a whole nother discussion, and
Garfield is interesting.
we'll deal with that in another discussion.
Garfield is
No
interesting. Yep.
integrity,
Yep.
no
Yep.
integrity. I'll just leave it at that. But
Yeah.
no integrity, none whatsoever. And I'll reveal why I say that. Because we could have disagreements and still have integrity about it.
Yep.
And I can prove that he has no integrity in what he does. And
Mm.
I will make that clear about the lack of integrity that he has. about something that he had done, that really showed that he has no integrity, that many of them do whatever they, just do whatever, um, to do, or they think that they need to do to draw views and likes and all those different things. Because you see the pattern among many groups. They, all right, let's talk about the Hebrew Israelites, and then draw us in. I mean, Bishop Mason and all those guys, they were good for that. Every time they want to push a conference, they'll bring up the Hebrew Israelites. Every time they want to push a book, they'll bring up the Hebrew Israelites. And what happened? You
Yep.
know, they anticipate that it's going to be a flood of us going to hear what they have to say, and they use that as marketing.
Yep. That's how
So
Bob does what he does. He gets
exactly, it's like when you look at their videos, if you just take away all what they've said about the Hebrew Israelites,
mm-hmm.
what ministry do they have? How many views do they get just just teaching straight word?
Yep.
How many
Yep.
really have the capacity to teach?
Yeah.
And so when you look at it, like like you pointed out, the vocabs and all them, look at what they bang on. I mean, even with scripture, how many times did you see Christ or the Hebrew Israelite Messiah banging on his own people, or banging on those that say they believe? And even those that didn't believe, how many times you see them sitting up there talking about the Romans, or talking about what the Greeks used to do? They
Mhm.
focused on the situation that was at hand, and that
Yeah.
was salvation for his people. And so, yeah, like I said, if you just pay attention to all what they're doing, it's a straight game. It's a straight hustle. I mean, literally, when we look at how they took the term Hebrew Israelite and it made it into something that, if you really understood the term Israelite, Israelism rather, you'll understand exactly what it is and see the contradictions.
Yep.
Like we pointed out, Israelism simply means the doctrines, the teachings of the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, not trying to go
No.
way out there with that. But yeah, this is one of the books I was going to share that I pulled off my shelf. Pull it up here. I know it's backwards on your screen,
Yeah.
but this is called the L. Oh, no one is backwards because I got it upside down.
Yeah. All right.
But this is the book right here. I don't know if you can see it. The evidence that demands a verdict.
Oh.
This person right here um, really set out to prove that Christ does not exist. What ended up happening is, because of the proof that they came across, they ended up, it was an atheist. They ended up what? Changing their whole stance and became believers.
Yep.
So, that could happen. That could happen with Sinetta. He could have just you know hearing all what people have been saying, and even just so busy trying to prove what's not, and then going into those scriptures like, wait a minute, there's some good stuff inside the scriptures. That's, wait a minute, and start seeing it in a different light. So
Yep.
we never know, but at the same time, I'm still keeping my eyes open. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not going to put anything past that he just decide a week later and say, "Hey, you know what, fam? I was just joking," So I wouldn't put it
Yeah.
past him.
Yeah. And I pray that, I really pray, out of all of them, I actually like Sanetta. I think I don't see the rest of them, like Garfield, all of them. I'm like, but Sanetta, I think, I'm really praying. I'm praying for all of them. But yeah, Sai, I just, yeah, Sai is, he gonna bang. He gonna bang on you. He gonna talk crazy. He gonna talk about us bad. But yet and still, he has that mindset of, I can talk about him, but y'all can't. So I
Yeah,
have respect for him for that. But people like, the apologetic community, those poor babies. That's all they got is us to make them look good. I
I'm
said
serious.
this.
That's all they have. I
That's,
mean, think about it. Even like the news feeds, I
mhm,
mean, soon as Deshaun Jackson brought up something related to the Israelites or identity, look at what happened. And
yep,
then Nick Cannon, not much longer afterwards, he does the same thing, and look at how everything stirred up.
Yep.
To start and listen to the narrative.
Yep.
Anything but who? The Negroes.
Yep.
They're telling us we can't even be Afro-Asiatic. Anyway, sorry about that.
No, that's funny. It's interesting because that's how they are. I mean, I look at G-Man. G-Man's channel is struggling right now because nobody's gonna come on this panel no more. And he just ran out of content. All his content dealt with us. That's why when I had the when I had just left Berean's show, and I think that when me and Cherry first got into it, and they did I was talking to Yukonon because Yukonon actually used to be on Cherry's panel, and Yukonon came off of her panel, and me and him were talking on the phone, and I said we need to do a boycott of her channel, meaning no Israelites get on her panel because she thrives off of Israelites getting on her panel. She argues with them and mute them. That was so funny. I gotta find that video though with me and Jacoba was on her panel, and I left, and Jacoba was going back and forth with Cherry because Cherry said something, and he was like, "I am confused," and I screamed laughing. He know what I'm talking about. I gotta find that video.
Well, you
But
remember that's part of the playbook.
that's all she was doing.
Yeah, because remember that
Yep.
part of the playbook. Remember a year ago where I had to call out Do Dirt and a couple of them because their playbook is they
Yeah.
come on my timeline on Facebook before Facebook started really blocking me and deleting my stuff. But they would come on there trying to spark a debate. And I know
Yep.
the routine because Bishop Mason did it, Damon Richardson, all of them would do. They'll put something out there to try to trigger a discussion. And then when you challenge them, like, hey, let's go, let's do it now. What they want to do is like, all right, no, we're going to pull you in. We're going to let everyone know that you're watching, but we're not pulling you in on a discussion.
Yes.
So
Yep.
you're actually, all those that are following you will flock over to thinking that you get ready to go live with them, but they don't bring you in. They'll just have you watching. And that's what the history and the pattern that they were trying to do. And remember how that transpired. They were like, hey, calling all kinds of names. And remember, they insulted you. And so that's how, tag Divine Prospect. Because remember, Divine Prospect jumped in there. And that was the Night Divine Prospect Challenge. I think which I can't remember. I think it was Do Dirt.
Yep.
But nevertheless, that's what they do to draw attention. And I knew they were going to do what? Say, hey, you know what? I want to go live. I mean, I want to debate you. But then when you call them to the floor, they don't show up. They want you to just be there and listen to them. And then when I called them to the floor, what happened?
They didn't show
I
up.
went live. None of them showed up. They was in the thread. They was in the feed, but they would not show up and say something. And I think the video somewhere is still down the timeline about when that happened.
Yep.
And none of them showed up. I was like, hey, I was willing to go on word for word and shut them down with their foolishness. But that's what they do. Everything they do is all about trying to big up numbers and sell books and all that other stuff.
Yeah. And what's interesting is at that time, because I remember it was me, you, and Divine Prospect, and it was either who made the post. Somebody made a post, and I made a comment, and I think I tagged you, or you saw it, or Divine Prospect tagged you, or Divine Prospect. So I tagged you in it, or I told you about it, and you got in. And they do that. They will insult you and do dirt. I think his name is Anders something Cooper. I think this is Adrian. I can't remember. Last name is Cooper. They had started insulting. This is how it went, family, because I'm trying to tell y'all the story. They were insulting me, and Pastor Kelly and Divine Prospect was going back and forth with them because they was like, no, you're not going to sit here and insult her. And it was just legitimate questions I was asking them. That was back in my Berean days where I didn't mind getting in chats and creating havoc. But now I'm like, it's not worth it. But that's what they used to do. And that's the playbook. Like they would do lives and would talk about the Israelite community. Vocab was good about that. And you would see that chat light up. I'm like, I'm going to use this term, family, don't take it personally. It would light up like Christmas lights. I would be like, if y'all would just not comment and not go into their chat, and unsubscribe from their pages. It would hurt them. And that's what happened to Cherish. That's all she would do is draw crazy Israelites on her channel. She would go find the crazy of the craziest. I'm talking about one guy said he was high. I was like, are you serious? And she would get him on, talk crazy to him, expose the foolishness they doing, and mute them the whole time and then kick them out. The only person that had common sense was when Jacoba got on. And that was because that whole incident again with me, and we ended up on the panel, and that's when Jacoba debated was having this discussion with Faithful to God. And yeah, Faithful to God got slammed that day. I feel bad for him. I was sitting there and I was like, and that was on Cherry's panel. Faithful to God got slammed. I sat there and I was like, wow. Because they wasn't expecting him. But he got on there and drug the mess out of Faithful to God. And after that, that was it. But that was that day. I promise you, Cherry started going off at the end and kicked Jacoba out. I was like, I'm so sick of them. But we made a decision to boycott. I said, y'all, let's boycott. And I think Jacoba did, not Jacoba, but Yehukanan, all these names, Jesus.
You said Jesus.
I don't care what they gonna. You know me.
I'm just picking with you.
I'm just Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Jesus, the Christ, Mashiach. I'm naming them all. But yeah, it was an interesting time. But what I saw was when we boycott them and shut them down, it changes the whole narrative. It throws them off balance. And if they would do the same with Vocab, if they would just boycott Vocab, get out of his chat, unsubscribe to him from his channel, and leave him standing there by himself, who would he have to argue with? Who? And I'm sitting there like, y'all don't have to argue with Vocab. Get out of his chat, unsubscribe from his channel for about a good month, even longer than that. That's gonna hurt him. Don't argue with him, hurt him in their pockets. That's how he make money. That's how he make money.
Exactly. And I'm doing this video that's gonna you guys gonna see, but that's because Vocab, went there, which I knew he was gonna go there because of just how just the foolishness that's out there. And as I said in video number 2, they want to paint this illiterate narrative about our community, about the awakening. That's why they primarily focus on the camps, many of the camps, right? About the Lashawan Kwadash, which, just even them going there is foolish. But they want to paint this narrative of Hebrew Israelites being illiterate, uneducated. And so they wanted to exploit the pews down in Georgia. Now, remember I told you that, Sister E, when they start bringing it up, it's like, number one, I never said that I could read the pews. There's no one can say I've ever said that. So now they went from me supposedly saying that I could read the pews but can't read the pews to saying that I can't read Hebrew, which is a bunch of nonsense, but we'll deal with that. I'm going to expose all that craziness, but again, that's the narrative. And I'm going to show you the similarities of his patterns to the slave catchers. I'm going to show you all what you see happening from that community. I'm going to show you that it falls right in line with the slave catchers. The things that they did, the slave police, how they would police our people, and the things that they empowered their people to do to our people. And so that's that whole thing with that, like we were talking about. It's just to stir up a narrative, draw attention, and further push something that they can't even explain. I'm still waiting for them to explain Hebrew Israelism according to the proper context of the word. I'm still waiting for it. And I'm going to prove in this video that I'm going to release that Vocab have no clue that what he does is he shifts the narrative. He shifts the narrative. He got asked that question of what Hebrew Israelism is, and he passed the bucket to someone else and said that they came up with it when he was under fire. And then now suddenly he wants to what? Coin it like that's something that he came up with. But I'm gonna expose all of that because enough is enough of this foolishness. Those guys, and I challenge the entire group. And notice they did not take me up on my offer. Bishop Mason. I'm gonna say it again: Bishop Mason, Damon Richardson, Nefertiti, Vocab Malone. I'll take on all of you guys by myself, and I am confident that I will shut you down quickly. We could talk about identity. We could talk about Hebrew. We could talk about and you could have a boo on there. You could have the entire group. I want the entire group, and I will show you, starting with the theme: is urban apologetics good for not just our people but any people, based upon the actions that we see them operating in? And I'm confident, I know for sure, I will shut them down. I'll show you who the original moderates is. I'll show you all of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me shift from there. I'm getting all amped up.
I mean, they're cowards.
We are.
But they're cowards. They're pretty much cowards.
I don't want to call, get into all, call them the names, you know me. But
I'm sorry. This is Sista E. You know me.
For me, it's just what's sad is, with our community, when I look at what, for example, Vocab, what he's doing, right, giving racist statements, calling in his video, referring to Christ, regardless whether we say Yahushai or Yeshua or Yahushua, whatever name you choose. But on that video, for him to say, hey, he's white? Oh, call him a cracker. Call him a cracker. Oh, he's black? Call him a coon. Call him a coon. Oh, yeah. Call him a coon. Said it 3 times. 3 times. And then suddenly, because the heat got on him about that, and the black exploitation that he does with his videos of having our own people putting mocking each other, showing upside down books to really send the narrative of like we're illiterate. And then on top of it, in his Islam Me or whatever that series is, he has who? Our people have a brother man passed out in the bathroom on the floor, and he goes and get camel urine, put it in a bottle, a jar or whatever. And while he's passed out, pouring that urine, supposedly be urine, into his mouth to revive him. Who does that? Show me where that is biblical. Show me where that is anywhere in the scripture that says any of these actions are biblical. And then when he did his whole thing with Pastor Dow, Pastor Dow, right? What does he do? He have on a shirt with Africa on it. When we were bringing the heat about that whole, joking about slavery in the USA, what does he do? He started going on this whole series of, let me show you some good black Christians. Let's start going on that whole series of doing those things. For me, I'm not impressed. I'm going to continue to bring to the forefront of the racism, the racist comments, the exploitation that he does with our people. And what makes it even worse is when we see our own people supporting that. Seeing our own people, the Damon Richardsons, the Nefertiti's, and Bishop Mason, who brought this guy in and gave him so much of their space. And now look at what's happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll leave that alone because I gotta go. I gotta sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Excuse me for yawning, y'all, because again, I'm still resetting. But I mean, you're right. The way that they conduct themselves, and I hate that we made a turn to them, but hey, we did. It's a game. You have Vocab and Eric Mason standing in the back, pushing. Now they're no longer fighting. They're pushing their puppets now. They're pushing the G-Cons and the Cherries, and even Neffy then took a step back. Like she's now, I think anybody related to that book of theirs, they kind of got them, they quiet. But they're not talking as much. But you got Damon is kind of sitting back. They still doing their little talking, but they not as, they're not doing what like the others are doing. Even Faithful to God has gotten quiet. So
Oh yeah, yeah. He's gotten quiet. But the thing about it is, they're still putting stuff out there.
mhm,
But it's not as blunt as it was
yep,
before. But what's interesting is, when Bishop Mason announced about his book when he did that symposium,
yep,
now you don't see Vocab Malone's name up on it. I wonder why he's not in that book now. When they did that symposium about the Hebrew Israelism, Bishop Mason mentioned that Nefertiti was in that book. I have a chapter in that book. Damon Richardson have a chapter in that book. Vocab Malone has a chapter in
yep.
that book. But now we see that Vocab is not in the book now. Is that a pivot? Who
Mm.
knows? But the biggest thing for me is, you know, what I started doing. If you notice, many of us, we just shifted the whole narrative. I was going to drop the third video a while ago, but then it was like, you know what, with the coronavirus and everything that's going on, man,
Mhm.
this last thing I want to do is get involved with this nonsense. I'm a pastor. I have people that we have to care about, and the last thing I want to deal with is this type of foolishness. But look at what we're dealing with. They're so busy focusing on us, but not focusing on the real issues out there. At the height of what was going on,
Mhm.
they made it clear we're worse than the coronavirus. We're
Yep.
worse than
Wow.
41 million people being out of work. We're worse than all of that. We're just the lowest of the lowest. We're the biggest threat, rather,
Yep.
not the lowest of the lowest. We're the biggest threat.
Mhm.
You know,
Yep.
talk, wanted, not even putting out just regular teachings about scripture. I mean, no balance in any of that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it is what it is. But after I drop this video, I'm going to shift. This will be the last time I respond to them, unless they go crazy with even more of their stuff. And even then, I'm going to ignore them. But the only reason why I'm dropping this video is because of the insult that Vocab Malone call himself doing, and I'm going to show you in the video what triggered it, who instigated that, and why he called himself now out of the clear blue when he was doing his video about Dowell, drop my name in it and
What?
call himself laughing. Yeah, he drops my name in there out of the clear blue.
Wow. I've
Out of the
never
clear
learned.
blue, he drops my name in it. I
He
got
never
notification.
learned.
Someone told me that he dropped my name, and then I go looking at the link. It's like, oh, okay, all right. Oh yeah, he can't. The pews. He said he could read the pews, but he can't read the pews. Oh, he can't read Hebrew. Oh, he can't read Hebrew. Really? Where your own guy Abu didn't even know the reference of one of the books I made that you learned about when you learned the language. He didn't even know what was inside that book.
Yep.
Anyway, and I'm going to show you some things I'm going to reveal in this video. I'm going to shut that nonsense down. I'm going to show you the truth about this so-called modern Hebrew, which is actually Israeli Hebrew. And I'm gonna pull all of that stuff up. And like I said, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't want to give too much of the
Yep.
information out on that, but
So
I'll
when
just
is
let
it?
you guys see for yourself.
When is it?
Well, it's scheduled for this Saturday night for
Okay.
it to drop.
Okay.
And like I said, it's not going to pull any punches. I'm not, and I want to make this clear. When
It
I
is.
do my videos, I don't go personal with people. I don't call, you know what I mean? I don't do any of that. It's all doctrine. But I'm going to show you these guys made it personal with us by
Yep.
name calling, by insulting us, by all the different things that they put in there. And you already witnessed how they brought me to the conversation about the pews while I was dealing with the whole Dow situation. While
Mhm.
I was dealing with that, suddenly they want to make a video about the pews, about me, and and then want me to come and talk to them about it.
Yep.
Insult me in this video, and then you want to come talk to me about it,
Yep.
and then think I'm going to say, yeah, okay. No, it doesn't work like that. Dal already learned. If you go back, and I'll say this to Vocab and all of them, go through this We Woke channel and listen to what Dal says in in his videos, the videos that I put. It says Pastor Richardson, he's banning, blocking me. He's not talking to no one from Straightway. He's doing all these different. Why? Because I don't. That's how I deal with people. I don't have time for craziness. So I was blocking all of those guys. But if you want, go look at those videos and you'll see how I respond to foolishness, because it's bigger and better things that I could deal with than to be dealing with. To me, this is like low swinging fruit.
Yep.
We have enough stuff that we're dealing with right now. The things that you're transitioning with, the things that we're transitioning with as a ministry, and the things we got to do for our families. This is nothing. I mean, this is stuff that that's not even biblical that we have to deal with. We have to deal with a foul spirit, but an opportunist. That's all these things are, not just with him, but this whole urban apologetics nonsense. Because if it was truly about urban apologists, they would actually be defending our people if they understand the term urban. And apologist means defense. And
Yep.
what are they doing to defend our people? Nothing, but actually defending their theology,
Correct.
defending, Calvinism, defending their money bag, so to speak.
And that's what we gotta look at. It. Chase the money. That's what
Yeah.
we gotta look at. It's about the money. Because regardless of what we do, we don't use these things as even a profit. Like if we do have cash apps, and really we give cash apps because people email us and say, hey, what is your cash app? Someone gave me a cash app. Thank you. I don't want to call their name out because their name isn't right here, and I don't want to know if they want me to publicly say their name. So I kind of be careful with that. But thank you for the person that gave me the cash app. But I mean, when we get it, it's not like, we're not doing it for profit. It's because, like I said, we'll get emails. Hey, what is your cash app? What is your cash app? And you just be like, I'm gonna just put it up here. But we don't. I've even got to the point where I don't even really do commercials anymore, because this isn't about money. But like Brian said,
I got asked a number of times to write a book. I started working on a book, but I'm just always been that one that I never like people paying for all kinds of information that should be free. I never believed in, people having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn a deeper understanding or just the basics of the scriptures, and they have to go into debt about that. That was something that's never been my steez. I never agreed with that.
Yep.
And so that's what creates a lot of the problems within the body of the Most High. And as I taught this past Shabbat, I taught a lesson called biblical superstition. And we have a lot of biblical superstition within the body of the Most High because of the things that are being taught. You go inside a church now, you got many pastors giving partial messages and telling people to buy their book or buy this, buy that. I had a pastor, I'm not going to mention their names. I had a bishop rather, or an apostle rather, and they were installing someone. And that person made reference to every man has a masculine spirit or a masculine he pointed to his genitals and all of that and said, but on the inside, he has a feminine spirit. Said feminine spirit, but masculinity in terms of his body parts. I'll just leave it at that. And I was like, wait a minute, are you serious? And see, I already know what that is. But when I talked to him afterwards, I was like, hey, I heard you say this. Can you explain it to me? Because that sounds similar to the Kabbalah. That sounds similar to the whole Ein Sof, or the when with Ein Sof being taught that he has a male and female reproductive organ. I said, can you explain that to me? This bishop says to me literally, he says, he said, are you, I'm having a conference down in Georgia. He said, if you come down and, this is like months from in the future after we were talking during our conversation years ago, he said, if you come on down there for 3 days, I'm giving a conference and I'll explain it to you. I said, wait a minute, you should be able to explain what you said on that floor within no more than 2 to 3 minutes. When I grew up, we were taught you have a 3-minute window. And if you can't answer a question in 3 minutes, if you can't even tell a person about Christ in 3 minutes, then guess what? You failed. But he couldn't even explain it. Couldn't even explain what he was doing. So, but guess what he was pushing? His books, He's pushing his conference because that's the thing
Yep.
in the church conference and books and CDs. Is always pushing these medias,
Yep.
and that's what's happening now. You got all this stuff, right, that they're doing, but they steady losing people.
Yep.
Why? Because people are tired of it. People don't want to hear that fluff anymore. They want to hear the straight truth, and they're going
Yep.
to challenge you on what you know.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. And it's just, I mean, that's the truth. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the truth. People are getting tired, and they know that they're getting tired. People don't want to hear the arguing, excuse me, and the debating, and that's all you're doing is attacking, us. Most of the times we really lately we hadn't really, I hadn't been, and you hadn't, and I know Tayu and Dante hasn't really said anything about them. The only reason I think we led to this was we're talking about how Sinetta in the conscious community, he'll bang us, but he ain't gonna let nobody else talk about us. But that's not the case for the UA community. In fact, I really believe that certain communities can't say anything to us because they're afraid of being tagged as racist, so they're using, but that's just my opinion, the UA community to come at us. Because of some of the people I know, or some of, me and you both know some of the people that they deal with. But with that being said, any questions? Because I think Yara Ya has her hand up. Do you have your hand up because you have a question? But if you have questions, put it in the chat. I know, like I said, Pastor Kelly mentioned that he's going to be doing his video Saturday night, Saturday evening. So that'll be interesting. If y'all have any questions, Stephen, hey, what's going on, Stephen? I think Stephen came from Pastor Omar.
Okay.
Yeah, Stephen, didn't you come from Pastor Omar's assembly church? I think. Oh, hey, Yaria. She's Yuria. I hope I'm saying that right, but hello. She said she was speaking. But yeah, I think that's where he came from. But if don't nobody have any more questions, hey, you told me to download your but you know what? Let me do this. Let me pull it off Facebook and I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show y'all something before I close. I want to reintroduce you all to the non-affiliate community. Let me show you a promo of it. Let me find it. Oh wow, Eric is getting ordained. It's great. Hold on, looking for it. And then after that, we're gonna all cut it out because I know Pastor Kelly look like he's sleeping right now.
Oh yeah. I already got natural sleepy eyes anywhere. So
I do too, so no worries. I'm trying to find the video you sent. Here it is. Hold on. You said download
and
it.
while you pulling it up, yeah, I'll just say something on it because someone asked about it. About the non-affiliate party, guys. We started a group called the Non-Affiliate Party, and we're really, the whole goal of that is to encourage our people to come out of this system. No longer just give a blank check to the Democrats. No longer giving a blank check to the Republicans. Changing your affiliation from if you're registered as a Democrat, change that affiliation. If you're registered as a Republican, change your affiliation. And just change it to non-affiliates. In some states, they may have you say select non what is it non campaigns or no campaign affiliations. But the biggest thing is we remove ourselves from these systems. We remove ourselves, we change our registrations, and I guarantee if we did all of this by the end of August, mark my word, Biden, all of them, they'll be coming to us. Why? Because Biden do not want to have happen to him what happened to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was in cruise control. She just knew that she was going to win against Donald Trump. And then 2 weeks before, she got swift voted with the whole with the email server. And then a couple of days before the election, they said, she didn't have, there was nothing on her email service that was classified and all of that. So Biden doesn't want to have that same thing happen. I know many are automatically just giving him a blank check as far as voting for him, but don't do that. I mean, Biden just said 4 or 5 days ago that the very first racist president is Donald Trump. So that tells you a lot of how disconnected he is. Biden has lied about marching with the civil rights movement. Biden has told a lot of lies. Now, I don't condone either one of these candidates. I don't recommend either one of them. But right now, change your affiliation, and I guarantee you that'll send a message, and that'll make them want to come talk to us, because we got to stop talking about color and start dealing with culture. That's the issue.
Yep. And the key point is, you brought up that you don't have to vote, but change that, because they depend upon us still being affiliated with the party even when you don't vote.
Yeah, because even I just see a comment from Yuriya saying that I'm done with this system, not giving my energy. I'm not voting, don't watch TV, nada. Still change your party affiliation. Still go do that. Whether you're voting or not, right? Whatever you initially register with, you're going to still, whether you vote or not, you're still going to be counted towards that party. Right now, whether you vote or not, the Democrats already have in their statistics that 90% of our people is going to support their agendas. Whether we vote or not, you're still going to be counted. So change your affiliation. This right now, you do that will have more weight than your vote if you change your affiliation right now. If all our people changed our affiliations right now to non-affiliate, watch, you'll see how they will be coming to us.
Yep. Let me play the video. Hold on. And then we can all leave. Hold on.
I and others from within our community have come together to create a group called the Non-Affiliates Party. Some of you who chose not to vote anymore are still registered under one of these parties you've endorsed in the past. Change it now and watch how the narrative will shift. Our goal is to get 1 million of our people change their political affiliation to non-affiliates. The target date is August 24th through the 28th of this year. I hope you all understand this is critical, yet a very small window of opportunity. It is very important for our community to unite in this cause. Regardless of our differences, we all share the same cause and agenda: the liberation of Yah's people. No more talk. Action is needed. I and others from within.
Okay. Oh, he's gone. Okay. So, great job. I have the YouTube page. It's actually one of my, if you go to my community tab, I think, non-affiliate is on there. So if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel for the non-affiliate community, it is on my community tab. Let me check and make sure. I know it is because I updated it when you sent me the link. But it is under my community tab. So if you go into, not community, but channels, that's it. That's what I was trying to see. If you go under my channels tab, it is. Yep, it's right there. Hold on. I'm going to go there and I will put the link in there. But go to my channels tab, and you'll see the non-affiliate YouTube page. Thank you, Contending for the Faith. Are the Moabites and Ammonites in Africa or the Middle East today? That's a random question. Contended to the
Do you want me to
yeah,
deal with that? Or?
yeah, you can.
Well, just real quick, I'm not going to go into too much details, but yeah, they're still existing, whether in Africa, because the North Middle East is still Africa, regardless of the title. And what's interesting, if you understand the Moors, the Moors teach that they are Moabites, that they are descendants of Moabites. And when you understand the Moabites and the Ammonites, they are the seeds of Lot and his daughters having dealing with incest and so forth. So the Moabites, yeah, they still exist. And yes, they are in Africa, whether you refer to it as the Middle East or Northeast Africa or Near East, some of the different terms that they have assigned to that territory. But again, they're still functioning over there. They're still dwelling over there. But when you start understanding like the Moors science, you'll see that they teach that they are descendants of the Moabites.
Okay. Okay. So somebody said they aren't the Chinese, right?
No,
Okay.
because many would say that. Some would say that because of their slanted eyes, and they'll bring up the say that it's because of incest and things like that. But when we look at in Africa, you'll see, our people look like you and I with slanted eyes. I mean, that doesn't mean that that's something that's a product of incest and things along that line.
Okay. Okay. All right. So thank you, Contending for the Faith, for your super chat. And there's the question right there. Another question. We got two more questions, Pastor. We're gonna let you go. Y'all, I'm down to two questions. So look on my Michael J. Toya Jackson. Go to my channels tab, and it's got a lion on it. Let me show it to you. If you go here, and then we can go. Another question is, someone asked Pastor if I'll put the question up here. Hold on, and I'm gonna let you go. It's two. And y'all can email him with the questions as well, because I don't want to keep him too long. Where's Sister B? Here it is. That's the question. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you register as non-affiliate, can you vote any party? Exactly. You can vote any party. Some, depending on if you want to participate in like the caucus or whatever, the primaries or whatever, they may force you to vote or tell you that you can't vote because you're not part of any of the two parties, big parties, but you have to wait till the election. But that our site will be up by tomorrow morning with all the information on their non-affiliates .org, and that'll have all the we'll have a database that we're creating that'll give you the information for your locale, whatever state that you're in. So it depends on the state that you live in. Some states, they allow you to, and others they don't allow you to vote in the primaries, but they'll allow you to vote, of course, in the general election. So we'll have that information for you.
Okay, so let me see. And the other question is independent good enough?
Well, some states it is, but some states it's not. If your state, for example, has already have an independent party, then what'll happen is they can by default put you into that group. So it's always safe. Your better bet is just to make sure that you're non-affiliate on your voting registration. Change your registration to non-affiliates, and if your state may say have an option for no party affiliates, select that. But you want to change that.
Okay. So I'm gonna show this page real quick. Cause you cannot see it. You should be able to see it though. Hold on. Share. I'll show it to you real quick, and then we gonna hop off, Pastor. You can go ahead and is it showing? Yeah. Okay. So if you see, these are all my featured. Like I'm gonna feature it today. So, but if you go down here to my subscribers or subscriptions, you will see right here non-affiliate party. I'm gonna actually make it a featured channel so you can see it on my page. So, you know, I gotta have my folks on here. I gotta add a few more featured channels as well. But and like I said, just let me know if y'all have any issues. What I'm gonna do is I'll go ahead and make it a featured channel, and you'll be able to see it there and subscribe to it.
And feel free to download the image, and post it on your Facebook channel. Just spread the word that the goal is for our people to change our party affiliates. But download the video, download the image, post it to your Facebook channel, post it to your YouTube channel, send the emails out. Just get the word out, and we're targeting the last week of August, that entire week, for us to change our affiliation.
Yep. I'm trying to see if I can move it so people can see it. There we go. All right. So if you go, like I said, to my featured tab, you'll see it on my main channel. So, all right, everyone. Pastor, you got anything else to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I appreciate having me on the call. And I'm keep saying the call because I'm so used to our prayer calls in the morning. But also just want to say to everyone that's watching, just be encouraged. In spite of what we see, this is just confirming just how real the Most High is. And one thing that I say to our assembly every time we come together, whether it's on a prayer call, whether we just, I teach for them. I close out with saying, I quote Exodus chapter 14, verse 13, 14, where the Most High said to the people, he said to Moses, he said to tell the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh. These Egyptians that you see today, they will not exist anymore. They will not have power over you anymore. Yahweh will fight for you, but we have to hold our peace. So stand still, see the salvation of the Most High, and he's going to fight our battle. These things that we see right now, these strongholds, these stumbling blocks, which can be people, he's going to make sure that they have no more power over us. Can't go back, can't stay here, keep moving forward.
All right. Well, thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. I will see y'all probably in the middle. I might do something tomorrow night, dealing with a few things I've noticed in the news, like I always do. But stay strong, stay in his will, be at peace, have a good one, grace and peace, whatever, however you want to say it. Good night and have a good evening.